ready when you are, my brother.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're already live streaming, Jimmy, but let's start officially. Welcome to the King and Chapman Show. I am Brent Chapman, and with me is the original Fab One, Jimmy King. I'm going to not get into some long, Willie King, because we are live.
Not today. Not today.
We are live right now, Jimmy. And where are we live? We are live at Brookhaven Country Club
It's a great place to be.
Farmers
It's beautiful.
Branch.
It's beautiful out here. After the storms that came through, knocked some trees down, pulled up some roots, but it's still beautiful. The course is clear. Everybody showed up. It's a nice overcast. It's not too hot.
Waving hi to
Ready.
people.
Oh yeah.
And
Like an ambassador.
what's the plan here today, Jimmy? Are you gonna hit the chorus?
I'm gonna do my best Tiger Woods impression. British Open 2007. I'm not pulling out my driver, so I'm gonna keep it real simple. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. I'm not gonna dig up any holes. Hopefully.
No, Jimmy, what I'm doing is while we're actually doing this, I'm also posting it on social. All right. So I'm multitasking.
I'm looking for all the talent that come through. Everybody is just
That's right.
rolling
We
up
need
right
gas. We need gas. So we are here at the NBA Retired Players Association annual invitational charity golf tournament.
Mhm.
And it is supporting the Nate, if you're on, can you swing that down to our charity here? We're supporting community ministries. And look at that. People are giving Jimmy gifts.
Look at that. Look at this.
What'd you get?
The perks. This is awesome. This is called Next Belt. These belts are awesome, right? So they come to with a like extra length. You could cut these to tailor make or custom make a feel, and it's beautiful. This one particularly is maize and blue. I don't know if you can really see that. It's maize and blue.
Oh, is that a Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That's pretty sweet.
Inspired belt that I could show out when anytime I play with my Sparties or Buckeye fans.
Buckeyes are the ones that really irk me the most, Jimmy. It's a beautiful day out today. We've got, You can see in the background here, we got some golden chick. We have people eating that we're disrupting.
Hey, if this cord is long enough, I'm gonna interrupt some people and make sure they give me an interview with the food in their mouth.
No, yeah, we got to get. Once you see somebody that a former player, we'd love to have them come over and talk to us for a little bit. We got a lot of stuff going on in the world of sports, Jimmy.
Absolutely.
What did you think about the Caton Clark cheap shot this weekend?
Okay, so look,
Here we go.
You know, that's my sport. I love basketball. But the thing about it is, right, we got to keep it in the proper context. She just left school. She just came out now.
I know she's like 4 games into her professional career.
I mean, but you got to give her some grace, give her some transition time. And that's what it is. Like, she's still, to me, it looks like she's still playing a college game. So she's got to get a little stronger. She's going to have to, trust her teammates a little bit more, I think. And as far as the incident goes, that's part of the game. I love it. Welcome to the WNBA. It's a big girl league.
I think the issue is, though, they're saying that she's being targeted.
You are the number one pick. You are the number one pick. Everybody knows who you are. Thanks for getting the private jets. Thanks for boosting our industry economy. But welcome to the game. Like, we're not going to take it easy on you. We're going to give you the same elbows we gave everybody else that came into this league. And but let me back up too. Caitlin, this is what I appreciate about her. Caitlin at least absorbs those punches. She takes those elbows. She may say something, she may flail a little bit, but she gets right back up and she's right in the game. But also, the particular play that I think you're talking about when she caught the elbow, If you go back and look,
I wouldn't call that a play.
well, it is a play when you playing.
It was the game wasn't playing, was
Well,
it? They were just kind of like
but
hanging
this,
out.
but this is why I called the play, because prior to that, Caitlin was talking to her. Caitlin was elbowing her. Caitlin was putting her shoulder into other players' chest. So after I forgot the player's name, but after she scored the bucket on Caitlin, she just gave it back to her. But Caitlin, being a smart player she is, flopped. And the second player or the retaliation is the ones that we always talk about and see.
That's right. That's right. Because it was like not really even in the play of the game. She walked up to her while they were waiting and just
finally made her bucket. And that's what we do, right? We're gonna take those hits, we're gonna take those bumps.
So this
but when we score on you, we're gonna let you know. And she gave it back to her.
Jenny,
but Caitlin flopped.
Jenny Carter is her name.
Yeah.
So she's had a rough WNBA career. So she was the 4th overall pick in the draft. And then she got booted from her team that drafted her because she's kind of a wild person. She's like a Draymond Green of the WNBA.
I love it. I love it. You got to have enforcers on your teams. You got to have the Dennis Rodman.
She's like on her 3rd team in 3 years.
No problem.
And then she does this.
Well, some people that appreciate
she's
her
making
talent,
a name.
Skill, and level.
She's definitely making a name.
To be.
She's making a name for herself, Jimmy. That's for sure. So it is
you got to do it some kind of way. If you're not making buckets, playing defense, waving towels, be the enforcer.
That's right. So just to let everyone know, we are back here at the Brookhaven Country Club in Farmers Branch, Texas. Jimmy and I are streaming live for the NBA Retired Players Association golf event. We have lots of people getting ready to golf. I haven't seen any of those celebrity golfers yet, Jimmy.
There's a couple. There's one right here, but he's eating. I don't want to disrupt him right now.
And, yeah, we'll get him in a minute.
Clubhouse.
We got
so
people.
We just buying our time.
When they get out here, we'll harass them.
Yeah, I'm a harass them. I'm good at that. I'm scrappy. I'm a Wolverine.
That's
down
right.
And dirty.
So, and I'm trying to also, Jimmy, push this out on our socials so people can watch and stream. And when our production engineer, Nate, are you back good? Or are you still occupied? Oh, he's back good. Nate, can you flip over to the charity? Okay, you got it there. I want to make sure that we are getting an opportunity to talk about
Shout
our.
Out to Nate multitasking right now. We appreciate you.
He is definitely rocking it hard. So today's event, Jimmy, is supporting the network of community ministries. I included a link at the bottom of the screen there. So
they're doing wonderful things there.
Tell us about it, Jimmy.
Site a couple of times. They got pantries. They got computer centers. They have like a conference room where they host like games and bingos for senior citizens. They have a clothing pantry. They have a food pantry that's really like a grocery store. You come in and shop on your own. They don't hand you out anything, so you're able to at least keep some a level of dignity where it's not a handout, but you could actually shop, and it's all free. It's beautiful. It's a great organization. Check them out and support them.
That's awesome. That's really great. And like I said, we have a link on the screen that you can donate to the charity. Obviously, the proceeds of today's event are going to both the NBA Retired Players Association and the Community Ministries charity. So, Jimmy, as we're waiting for to bring some guests on here, I want to talk to you about, since the last time we were on the air, it's set, bro. We got an NBA Finals. We got our Dallas Mavericks versus the
Boston Celtics.
The Boston Celtics. So
I'm going. I know who you going with. Obviously, I know that.
I'm kind of a homer's homer.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I look at it this way. I think it's going to be a great series. I think the superstars are going to end up canceling each other out. JT and Jaylen Brown versus Kyrie and Luka. I think I see all four of them really doing what we expect them to do, but it's going to come down to the role players. And I think uh, the Mavericks at this point have a better. I think they're more in sync and they're healthier than the Boston Celtics right now.
Yeah, I think that they're playing like a championship team. I think the Celtics have just been a really great team for the past 3 or 4 years. So it makes sense that they're in the finals. So to me, Jimmy, you've got the team that kind of deserves to be here, and then you've got kind of that underdog, dark horse. They were good, but they're playing at the best of their ability. Right now, this is their peaking. Peaking is the right word.
I love the underdog.
So, we're peak. I was just looking. I'm watching the feed, Jimmy, to make sure that we're crushing it.
All right,
we're peaking at the right time versus the team that kind of everyone expected to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with the team.
What?
I'm going with the team peaking. I'm sure this must be a shock to everybody listening that I think the Mavericks. I'm a little bit worried about the 6 days off.
So there's good and bad to that. The good thing is that guys are going to get healthy.
They need it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a long season. You got 82 game regular season, and you got X amount of games through your playoff run, depending on the series length. But this at this time of year, they're loving these days off. However, what also may happen is that the timing, the camaraderie that they built may be lost in those couple of days. It doesn't take long. It's like golf, right? We out here playing golf. You seeing guys go out there and crush it, win a tournament, and then turn around a week later and get cut. Don't even make the next final rounds of the next tournament. It's the same with basketball. You can play this game all year round and take a week off, and you're a little rusty. So I expect to see a little rust, but I expect to see fresh players after they get their feet under them. And then, hopefully, with this time off, the Celtics can be at full strip, so we won't have any excuses when we beat them with a healthy Kristaps Porzingis.
So is he scheduled to play in game one?
I don't know. I don't think it's final. I mean, at least I haven't heard. But
and we got Lively back, right?
That's the target.
We got Derek Lively, right?
Oh yeah,
he's good to go.
Yes, absolutely. He gave us the Willis Reed last game, 3 for 3. That's all we needed. He still hasn't missed a bucket or a shot yet.
He says the whole series.
I think that last series he
15 for 15.
Yeah, he was 100%.
I'll take it. Were you ever 15 for 15, Jimmy?
The best
dunking
I had like that was I was 11 for 12 against this was in college against Purdue. I was 11 for 12.
How many of those 11 were dunks?
Great question. I think like 4.
11?
Nah, not all 11. No, you baby, I got that speed shake. I got that.
How many of those were threes?
I think I had like 2 or 3.
Really? So you were stroking it.
Just see, hold up. I had 11. I had 2 threes.
So you were on fire that game.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
my teammates gave me the ball. They, that's all they needed to do consistently.
Well,
I just didn't get it consistently. That's all.
Well, that team had so much talent, right? That you had to work it around.
This is what people don't understand, right? I got an NBA Hall of Famer, Chris Webber. I got an NBA champion in Juwan Howard. I got an NBA Sixth Man of the Year in Jalen Rose, or most improved player of the year, Jalen Rose. I got the CBA Rookie of the Year and Ray Jackson. Right, this is just after our careers, and
wow,
and so the team was just special, and that's just us. Not to mention Eric Riley, who was an all Big Ten performer and has 2 championships with the Houston Rockets. Rob Pelinka, who is now the Lakers GM and also has one of the greatest college careers of all time, got a championship with the '89 team and 2 Final Four appearances with us. So we had some great talent. Mike Talley, Sam Mitchell. Like, we were loaded.
Dude. But the one thing that I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, it really was like that almost on a game-to-game basis. It wasn't like one guy scored all the. It was just very much distributed. You guys were really unselfish.
It's
it was sport. Getting the ball to the guy who's playing well. Today, Jimmy's having a good game. Get the ball to Jimmy.
So here's the misnomer about really of having like a one guy or one guy on the team that carries the team. It's 5 people on the court. Distribute the ball. The ball has energy. Move it. The defense can't run faster than you pass the ball. So if you move the defense from side to side, you'll get the advantage and get your shots and looks that you want if you do it consistently. And that's the type of brand of ball that we played.
Jimmy,
the misnomer. The misnomer is like, you see the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan, and it looks like he's the one-man team. But no, he has Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Ron Harper, all these guys. So just because Jordan was so exceptional, he still relied on Craig Hodges to hit his threes.
That's right.
He relied, on Steve Kerr to hit threes, John Paxson to hit threes. So Tony Kukoc and those guys. So it's always a team sport.
Our guy Nate is saying that we need to keep the mics close to our mouths when we're talking because I'm going like this.
Okay. Got it.
Because Jimmy, I've got the hand motion. I love to move the hand.
Me too.
And you're not
like this too. Like I bring it.
You're not quite as bad as I am. You're more like a slow drift. Yeah. I'm kind of like I'm over here. I'm over here. Right.
Gotta swallow the mic.
So it's starting to fill up here, Jimmy.
Absolutely.
Nate, can you move?
Trickling in.
Nate, can you move that to our sponsor tab? We could talk about our sponsor today. We are sponsored by S-Base Technologies. I'm wearing the T-shirt here. Oh, do you have the photo, Nate, or no photo? S-Base Technologies is a local managed service provider, IT firm that helps out local companies, can do projects, can support services for them. So we're lucky to have them.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.
All right, bring someone. We got someone.
Here's our first professional right here.
All right.
What's going on, my brother?
Get this. Have a seat. Right here. I'm Brent Chapman. Nice to meet you.
My God, what's up, brother? What's up, bro?
Get this guy a mic. All right, here we go.
There you go.
Who do we have, sir?
This is Mr. Chris Morris. Who is
Chris Morris?
Yes, sir. And if you don't know, please
educate me
about yourself, sir. Give us a little history
Chris,
of who you are.
Close to your mouth.
Yeah, there we go. Close. Give us who you are, where you from, and why my guy B should know who you are.
Well, I mean, how old is he? I'm not gonna say that.
He's younger than
Don't
us.
do that. Well, in that case,
I'm only about 5 years younger than you.
Well, that's
I was
enough. Then you don't know nothing. So
I had pimples when Jimmy was flying from the free throw line.
Please, I seen him do it a lot.
You guys don't know this guy right here. Go ahead. I don't want to just
again, my name is Chris Morris. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
All right.
Went to Auburn University. Wound up playing for the Nets for 7 years, and then went to the Jazz. And then during the strike
it was
year,
so killer.
and back then it was good dunking back then. And I went to the Suns, played for them a little bit, and then after my career, and then
who was your first team in the league?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. All right.
Yeah, that was the rough days.
What years were you at Auburn?
84, 88.
Oh, no.
Chuck Percy, but everybody think that was Charles Barkley.
Right.
I said, nope. That is
The rifle man.
I actually just read Charles's recent biography, which wasn't written by him. So I didn't realize this. Well, Chuck was there. Frank Thomas,
he came in with me. Frank came around with me.
Okay, so you were
Frank played football and baseball.
That's right. And Bo Jackson was obviously there.
Same way.
Listen to that. Y'all hear all this history?
It is amazing. And Chris Morris.
Let him know who he is.
Frank was really, really a great baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him in football games and stuff. He wasn't the fastest dude to get over, but he know how to run the route.
What position did he play football?
He played tight end. He was the biggest thing on that line.
Right.
Big hurt, baby.
Right.
He was like 6'5", maybe 6'6". That tight end. Every now and then when Bo Jackson get double teamed or something like that, the tight end is always wide open.
Might try to use him as like a fullback or pull so he could pull and.
But you know what, man? Back then, man, Auburn was a big team. We was not liked. We wasn't well liked. We know that when we came up. I liked that. That was
and that's why I loved y'all.
But the basketball program was not.
It was starting to take off.
It was just starting to take off. Yeah, that's right.
My first year, it was two things. You got to beat Georgia.
Yeah,
that's a rival because of recruiting. You got to beat Alabama. That's in-state.
Yep.
I don't care. You
right.
can win everything, but don't lose to Alabama and Georgia.
Yes.
That's the heart of things. Like when you was at school, Michigan State, Ohio
State.
Man,
those were the two.
That's it. And that's how I think when I got to Auburn, that's what make my mindset what it is. The challenges.
And Chuck Person was there when
he was there.
Okay.
The rifle man.
This one before Jimmy, you played when we had the 3-point line wasn't really in at the time.
Yep.
They came in like a couple years later. Yeah. That came in after that. Chuck Person was after that. That was just like candy.
Right.
To Chuck.
Yeah. Like
Chuck was
layups.
already shooting way back.
Because that's right. He wasn't really known for that, but I guess I didn't realize that the 3-point line didn't come in till after
when
that.
He was standing there. Stephen Curry had nothing on that.
That's right.
Dude,
hey,
he was
that's what people.
This was before Stephen Curry was even born.
Let him know.
He wasn't.
I told you. Listen.
He wasn't
born. Shooters. You already had shooters that could shoot.
Chris is gonna give you some good history.
I like
He's
this.
gonna give you some stories that you haven't heard.
I got like I said, I've read a little bit about this.
When I first got in, they can do all the dunking, and running, and defense and stuff like that. But I tell you though, it wasn't just only him, man. I had Frank Ford and Gerald White. I ain't never seen them two guards so big, man, like 6'2", 6'3", power. And I was fortunate to get into the starting lineup, and now my whole team is above 200 pounds.
That's a big team. That's a big basketball team.
That's 1,000 pounds playing basketball.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big team.
But I enjoyed it. And then after that, I learned a lot more to be a leader too when I was at Auburn. And then after that, my whole 4 years there, I was in the NCAAs. Which I was happy about that because I never want to go home.
Yep.
So now jumping into the league, I was fortunate to become number 4 pick in the first round. And but I had a lot to learn when I got to a higher level.
Whoa. Hold up. Let me slow down a little bit.
I'm glad you're catching.
You count that right?
I got it. I got
the 4th pick in the draft, but he still has something to learn. Right.
Yeah.
So for the young people out there, right, it's levels, right, to play your way into college, number one. But then to thrive in college for 4 years, make the NCAAs, and then become the 4th pick in the league.
And you ain't made it. You're just getting started.
And smart enough to understand that you still got something to learn. I'm sorry, I didn't want to disrupt you. I just want to make that point.
Right. Hey, you been there, you understand what it was. We all had to learn from somebody. And when I got there in New Jersey, everybody on my team was hurt, except for Buck Williams.
And Buck was a monster.
And when you go down to
Buck
camps,
was a monster.
Who was that?
Buck Williams.
Oh yeah, he was a
when
beast.
you go to camps, some guys pulling hamstrings and stuff, in the morning session, and then they can't practice the evening session. So that means me and Buck is the only one was able to just for big men just to go out there and practice. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, I'm not nowhere near as strong as this guy. But I had to go out and try.
And try. That's right. Compete.
But I didn't realize how strong he was as far as his size and holding bigger men in the game.
So here's kind of like a segue to the question that Brent asked me earlier. Caitlin Clark, right? She has to make the transition. That's what I'm hearing.
She has to learn.
She has to learn how to play the pro game. She's still playing the college game.
I think, to me, don't be afraid to ask questions.
There you go.
It ain't from your coaches. Coaches going to teach you how to run the plays. It's the players that have been there.
That's right.
Ask the question. What did you do before when you came in? Or what routines are you using? She might not have a routine because your years in college, trying to be a scorer. to me, you're not in shape still.
Yeah.
Well, she was the big dog too.
Right.
But
She
you're
ain't
still
the big
not in-
dog
But
anymore.
you're still not in shape, bro.
Not real shape,
like you
yeah.
think you are.
Exactly.
It's like a different level, right?
Exactly.
Because that game has become more physical now. Those women be playing.
That's what
They battle.
they're.
Well, I
They
saw
talk
this
trash.
weekend they're playing.
Man, hey, listen now. They talk trash and they still help you up off the floor every time you want to do something. But
There's our president to the
She-
Mr. Willie Davis.
but she has to. But she has to learn, just like any draft pick. If you ain't ready when you figure it out, yes, you was a 30-point scorer, but you can't be like that unless you understand how to Breonna Stewart when she went to UConn and then came
Yeah,
into the league.
That's right.
But guess what? There was a history behind that UConn. She's just beginning her history. See, Breonna Stewart been through that whole trenches.
She's been through that whole thing. Yeah.
4 years straight.
He's got that's
This is why
Jimmy's
Caitlin
girl,
Clark
Breonna
needs to
Stewart.
Oh yeah,
Understand?
that's my girl.
Watch those ladies that's playing hard, not relaxed now on one end of play.
Yes.
If you watch the game,
Yes.
she's relaxing.
Yes.
That's it. That's
Uh-huh.
very interesting. I had
Mhm.
a friend in the Bears locker room when Justin Fields was drafted,
Yes.
and now it's come out, right? But I knew about this 4 years ago. But
Right.
Nick Foles has said he wasn't really. Yeah, he was incredibly disrespectful to Nick Foles and Andy Dalton. He wouldn't talk to him in the quarterback room. He didn't want to learn from him. He had a freaking Super Bowl MVP, a Rose Bowl MVP, a guy 10 years in the league, led a team to the playoffs 7 years in a row, and he was too good. He knew too much. And guess where he is right now?
He
Not
traded.
on that team, and he's
He
playing
traded.
running back for the Steelers.
But the thing about it, though, you got to still learn. Once you go to a new transition, you got to ask questions. You got to learn now.
You could have all the
What made
talent in the
you- What
world.
made you leave that place to come here? Now you got to test your skill there.
Mhm.
Now it's a trust thing.
Right.
That's right.
See,
And that's
in
what
my
I was going to
career-
say. That's
In my
right.
career, some of my teammates used to call me crazy because I play hard.
Mhm.
I didn't give a doggone.
Yeah.
You know,
Hard.
I
Bang on your
you see me
head, go
play,
through your
I
chest.
play like crazy.
Yeah.
And but I still learn from everybody else.
Mhm.
I'm not afraid to ask a question.
That's right.
I don't even mind stealing your moves because
Yeah.
I need to see if that works for me too.
Exactly.
I
And
don't
so,
watch you.
and so like no, really though. When
I
you're a
love it,
student,
though. I don't mind stealing your moves. That's
Yes,
good.
that's-
It's
that's
good,
how
though.
you-
It's not stealing. It's learning.
Well,
it's
you-
improving
you
You
yourself.
gotta,
True.
you gotta add your own stuff in
Yeah,
because
you
if nobody don't
emulate
see that you got certain thing, because guess what? This is what they call scouting reports.
That's right.
So they know you, but you didn't add anything else. So I mean, you haven't made any changes. So as you go along, you know what certain games. This is what other athletes in this country got to understand,
Mhm.
especially through high school. All this
Absolutely.
3-point shooting
Preach.
stuff, man. They not learning anything,
Preach.
especially for your size.
Preach.
You rather handle the ball and shoot than try to mix your game up on the
Preach.
inside outside. I love inside. I know how to do
Yes.
outside.
That's part of the game.
See, we always know how to.
I feel like the players
man.
today love outside more than inside.
all day.
That's what they
all day.
yeah.
But hey, but also they got your likeness coming up. You're getting paid for that. So you in college, you already making money. But you're still not learning.
I've got a question for you guys. Is the reason that the game has shifted for that, is it less of a beating for the players to not be down in the paint, to be out around the perimeter? Are they kind of preserving?
Hold on, because I know you ready for this one. Let me give you.
I'm asking because I don't know.
Well, let me give you my quick answer, and then I'll let Chris.
Chris is ready to go.
I know, because he got a great one. I know. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. But for me, what I see is this: it's two things, major, or the two things that I glaringly see. The first one is the introduction to the European style.
Yeah.
Mo Wiley, whoa. There's another one. It's another NBA star. This guy right here, by the way, Mr. Mo Wiley. You know what I'm saying? Come sit down with us, bro.
Come on.
Let me eat right quick, man. How y'all doing? How you doing, world? Everybody
Mo,
good?
Mo, you eat. I got a seat right next to me, bro.
Well, go ahead and eat, bro. When you
Eat,
come
eat
back,
fast. We got a
questions for
mic
you.
ready for you.
Yeah, we got some questions for you. but it's the introduction of the European style play.
Okay.
However, that doesn't mean that it's softer. I think.
Well, that's
the
what I'm
guys-
trying to understand.
I
Yeah.
think the guys today, don't know how to necessarily move on the perimeter. For instance, Joel Embiid, I love his game. I like the guy. However, I think that he spends too much time on the perimeter.
Yeah.
He's the biggest guy on the court.
Cat.
He has all that skill. Okay. So, in my opinion, you can make the same moves that you do from 30 feet, 10 feet, 5 feet. You can still face up and still cross somebody over if you want. You can still face up and shoot a fade away, but you spend too much energy and you risk the potential of getting hurt like he does on the perimeter. Too big.
Oh, so you think
strong.
it increases the potential
Yes,
opportunity?
I do for big men. I do. And that's how I see it.
Towns from Minnesota.
Towns is the one that I don't.
6'11". All you see now, he's shooting threes. When he came out of college, he was a post-up beast.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, you're a big man. You trying to save your body for what? You're gonna get still pounded either way it goes.
Okay, so that is your perspective. It doesn't matter inside or outside.
Well, I mean, if you dominate inside, stay there and then work your way back out because,
right.
We can't compare our years.
I know that.
But our year was more physical.
Way more.
But
I mean, I grew up with the bad boy Pistons, which is what we've talked about, right?
Know that, but the thing about though, it's to me, it's not teaching the kids right. Mm-hmm. All bigs now wants to shoot outside.
Yeah.
Even in high school.
Yeah.
All these top high school players.
Right.
I don't care where you at, Texas, anywhere.
Right.
You got to learn how to start from the inside out.
Absolutely.
I don't care what kind of handles you got. You're going to have great handles, but not everybody's going to be able to do what you do.
It's the name of the game, right? The name of the game is put the ball in the hole.
And I can guarantee you right now, if you don't know the history of basketball, you're not a player. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you young cats.
Do you think they do, though? Do you think they dive?
No.
I don't think they care.
Ask somebody at today's game who's young. You ain't got to ask Stephen Curry because he's been around it.
Mm.
Because of his dad,
who dad ain't been playing, but ask somebody who's been playing the game before you watch your dad play. But my kids, they watch me play a long time.
There's some legends right here. What's up, legends? What's going on?
Ron Boone.
Here we go.
And Ollie Taylor, ABA.
We got it. We got a spot right here. We got one spot
real quick.
We got. Oh, look at this guy.
Oh yeah, you can't mess with that right there. That's Hall of Fame right there in Utah.
We got some food for you.
And I believe,
it's for charity. It's charity.
Ron Boone is a master, man.
Well.
Hey.
I'll give you half of what I'm giving. Jimmy, we'll give him half of what we're getting.
Absolutely.
Oh, here we go. All right, we got it. Have a seat,
Thank you
sir.
for joining us, legend.
Jimmy, you want to do the intro here, bro?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, here we go. Oh, the golf? He's got the golf shoots.
This guy watched me for 3 years in Utah. He could tell you, man. It was some days I was playing, some days I was crazy. But hey, I got the experience though, and by learning to play.
Talking about yourself.
He's been doing that for about 15 minutes.
It's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming down and like Brent was saying, thank you for spreading your time for the charity and doing the wonderful things you've done for many years for our game.
13 years. I started in the ABA with
the ABA, which they should also bring the ABA records into the NBA, just like baseball just did with the Major League Baseball.
I know the ABA. Jackie Moon played in the ABA.
Jackie.
Seattle Chaparrals is now what team in the NBA?
New York
Mavericks.
The Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets.
Couldn't be the Brooklyn.
The Mavericks. The Chaparrals are the Mavericks.
The Dallas Chaparrals was an ABA.
Oh, the Dallas Chaparrals.
Yeah. The Mavericks, right? No?
When he Mavericks, when he.
Oh, Oklahoma? No. No, I know, because I just literally had this conversation with somebody.
See, that's great trivia. I don't know.
That is good.
I don't know.
It is the San Antonio Spurs.
Yes, correct.
Got it.
That's all right.
Got it.
Kansas City Kings in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Is now what team in the NBA?
Oklahoma. Oh no, I mean Sacramento.
Sacramento. Okay. Now we got all that straight.
But wasn't Sacramento the Jazz first? I mean, was it the Jazz?
No.
Yeah, New Orleans
Nah.
first.
New Orleans.
Yeah,
New Orleans
and then
Jazz.
and then
That's
they
where
moved to
go.
Utah.
I bring that up just to get it. Okay, so I started in the ABA with the Dallas Chaparrals, and then I was traded to Utah. That's the Utah Stars, which is the ABA
Got it.
as well. Then when the leagues merged in '76, there was a dispersal draft, and I went to the Kansas City Kings, and that's the reason I brought that up, because the Kansas City Kings now the Sacramento Kings,
Right.
you know, and the Lakers, and then back with the Jazz.
Yeah,
So I
wow,
played
that's
13
history.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
played with
The history.
Thiers when he was a younger guy, wasn't he?
Who?
Reggie Thiers.
Reggie
when he came
Thiers.
in.
No, I'm 77 years old. Theus is behind me.
Okay.
You know, Reggie was
77 young. God bless you, my
He
brother.
came after me with the Kansas City Kings. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Is
You're
he
just
still
getting into your
coaching somewhere?
prime.
Yeah.
He's just
Look
getting-
how great he looks.
It's
He look
time
like
for
he's
him
still
to become president.
like
He's
he's
right,
still
right
playing.
now. This is like your political years are about to start.
Yeah.
I got a
Like,
birthday
this is
coming
play
too.
right now.
But now, man,
That's what I keep telling Jimmy. He needs we need to call our boy Cube and get you in the big three.
In the big three.
I keep
No,
trying to
no,
get him
no.
to suit
No,
up.
you know, just keep it real, keep it 100.
He's young.
Shout out to Cube because he asked me personally. But what I said to him is our coach.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Our coach, nah,
crazy,
man.
ain't it?
I don't want to catch an elbow. They have to walk
Yeah.
into a boardroom meeting.
He's got too much left in these knees. We need to wear these knees down a little bit
Well,
more. That's what I keep
don't
telling
have that no more. I got 2 knee surgeries.
I was gonna
I
say-
got my scars to prove it, man.
I just had mine in August.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not too
yeah.
bad though.
That's
He's
the
got
guy.
it too. Are you good, Jimmy? Over there?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I was blessed. I'm fortunate enough, thank God, that I never had any major injuries when I played. Yeah,
Well,
no injuries.
So where did you go to school at?
I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Now, before I get the question from you, because the first question I get from people that aren't familiar with Omaha, Nebraska is what?
Is what?
Any black people live there? That's the
Hey,
very first question I get when I get there. When I
yes,
tell people
and
where
I
I'm
can
from.
tell you yes, because I've been there a couple of times,
Okay.
and there are a lot of black people in Omaha.
So I'm going to name few people that from Omaha, Nebraska that you might be familiar with. We'll go with Bob Gibson,
Okay.
Hall of Famer in baseball.
Yes,
Cardinals.
absolutely.
Bob Boozer.
The Cardinals.
Bob Boozer. Remember him?
Bob,
Bob Boozer was Olympian.
I don't
Played
know
on
him.
1971 Milwaukee Bucks championship
history.
team and with the Chicago Bulls.
Awesome.
Okay, then we got Gale Sayers.
Yes. You know who Gale Sayers are.
Yeah. Roger
Running back,
Sayers.
Chicago
Roger
Bears.
Sayers, who's Gale's brother,
Mm-hmm.
who remember what was the sprinter's name back then? Way back, Bob. Anyway, he was a world-class sprinter and one best in the world. Johnny Rogers
Wow.
and Marlon Briscoe, the first black
Okay.
starting quarterback in the history of the
Wow. So in other words, a lot of black people
Yeah.
who we know came out of Omaha.
Exactly. And we all grew up in the same neighborhood.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
that
same neighborhood. Shout out to what neighborhood? Shout out to the
That's
Omaha,
neighborhood.
Nebraska.
That's what you
Uh-huh.
call setting your goals, and you got dreams to fulfill.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's to all the other kids out here too, man. If you can't set your goals and put a check mark off on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's different levels to this
Mhm.
goal setting. When
Mhm.
you check them all off, you'll have that last box that you made. That's all you gotta have.
So like if if we're in a room with a bunch of aspiring young athletes, what advice would you give them, or how to start a list? Like what a few things that I think may be helpful or advantageous for them moving forward if they want to become a professional athlete,
Mhm.
professional basketball player like yourself.
I would say, I think Boone would say, just stay humble. Put the work in. You'll know when you need to rest, when you put your work in.
Mhm.
Be coachable. Learn things all the time. Let people see your progress. If you don't let people see your progress, then how would they know about you? So it's all about just
I'm
being
taking
there.
notes.
Just being there. And then as you get older, you're gonna have other people following you. So be that leader, not a follower. because it's time for our young kids to start leading themselves to the glory, to where they can be respectful by their peers and everyone above that.
That's wonderful.
There's a ton of these travel teams. There's a ton of coaches now, I think, and I'm using Utah. I live in Salt Lake City, and there's coaches out there coaching young kids now, and they start them in the 4th grade. Tremendous amount of training these kids get. That's just unreal. That gives them every opportunity to be good at this sport.
Right.
And
so, like,
the main thing that they teach is education first.
It is.
And as you said, you got to put the time in, you got to put the work in if you want to be at this level. I mean, there's only 420 jobs in the NBA. So you obviously got to be prepared to do something else.
What's your take on like? And I know it's changing, it's always evolving and moving forward, but it seems like our youth development is hampered because of the systems that have been in place that, I think that's why we have kind of like that conundrum, whereas, we see younger players that come from overseas and they come right into the league and dominate, like Luka.
We were talking about this the other day. You were saying that the AAU organizations have been diluted. Remember we were talking about Greg Ostertag?
Yes.
And you said back when we were
right. See, remember what I told you? Right, that's why he's laughing.
So
remember what
I told
shout out Greg, no disrespect. Greg,
I told this story. We were talking about Bill Walton, right? Which I'd love to get your guys' take on Bill Walton, but we were talking about Bill Walton, and I told him a story of it had to be like 2002. I was watching a Jazz game, and Bill Walton was broadcasting, and Ostertag got like this ball right in front of the net and jumped up about that high off the ground and slammed it down, and Bill Walton proclaims, "That was the greatest dunk ever!" And I'm like, all right, dude.
That's what I'm saying too. Me and Boone watching all the time.
But I think I do radio and TV for the Jazz now, and I've been doing it for 36 years.
Here we go.
36 years. So I've watched Walton play and all this kind of stuff. But from the broadcast side, you got to sell that. And that's what he did. He was selling a dunk that probably wasn't there.
Right. That's right. You have to. That's right.
It's just the way it happens.
That's right. That's right.
So if you're listening to something like that, and
you got to look.
It's funny. It's funny. It's real funny.
Jimmy and I laughed for like 5 minutes about Greg Ostertag and greatest dunk ever.
You just saw my.
And so because he's my teammate. He's my AAU teammate. Greg Ostertag. Right. He's on the same team. And we had a nickname for him. His nickname was Dunk Bait, because he always got dunked on. We used to dunk on him all the time, and then we get in the games, you go travel, and he would always get dunked on. But Greg, I love Greg because Greg's a great person, a beautiful family, all of that, and he could play. Greg is a great player.
Yeah.
But
as he got older, he learned how to play.
He learned how to play.
Now let me defend these big guys. It's because of us. But a lot of time, us guards that get beat off the dribble.
Yeah.
Put our big man in the bad
That's right. We do.
When they get dunked on. Yeah. It's our fault.
Yeah.
Posterized.
I'll take some blame. I'll take some blame for that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Man, he learned quick though. When I got to Utah, he was in a boot for about 2 more months before he started the season. Then he had to get back in shape. Yeah. So it took him a lot of time. Yeah. And his reaction time was off a little bit when I first got there. But once he got the hang of it, you'd be surprised how fast you give him the ball in the paint. He just tiptoe and dunk. Yeah. Boom. And then go back down.
Yeah.
One thing.
Duncanville. That's
Duncanville.
Okay.
Yep, Duncanville.
Yeah, he was from Duncanville.
Right? Absolutely. He ended my high school career.
We had the playoff in LA, and a little incident happened with the Lakers.
Shaquille O'Neal.
And boy, that little fire up under us, man. Ostertag played probably his best game that whole series against Shaq.
Yes.
He ain't had to dominate. All he had to do was stay in front of his man.
Front. That's right.
And hold his ground.
And that's why I said shout out to Greg. Yes, he did.
We had him in pick and roll. He rolled down that paint. He know how to pass. We taught him how to man. He knew how to do a lot of things. That was helping us in the long run. You know, and one thing though, he had a weird way of shooting free throws.
Yeah,
that thing was going straight to the rim.
Yeah, straight in flat.
But if it goes in, it goes in.
That's right.
But he played with no emotions.
So Jimmy, that's what we
wanted to do. Learn how to get mad.
That's what Jimmy was saying. Though, his comment was back then when Jimmy was playing, there was one AAU team in the area. Now my son's on like 3 AAU teams. I mean, there's like a million AAU teams.
Yeah.
They're flying. I mean, my son plays on a team where some of the kids fly to Memphis on the weekends.
Right.
Play in leagues there. It's
Right.
like crazy.
I'll give you an example of what you're talking about. You remember Ike Austin?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, his brother Alec Austin lives in Salt Lake, and he coaches kids. He's in the process of developing an academy, but he coaches kids from, I think he said they start them in 4th grade up to high school.
Okay.
And they travel California, Vegas, and all this kind of stuff. I'd go to some of these games, and these 12-year-olds are shooting threes. And these 12-year-olds are shooting threes very well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the game has changed so much now. You're training not only your ball handling skills and
it's
all
totally
this kind of
different.
stuff, but they're training to shoot the 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The game is just
it don't went to a higher level, man.
Yeah.
Well, and dude, like Damphier's son son is 14 years old. Eric Dampier.
Oh, okay.
His son is 14 years old and like 6'9" and is just like dominating
So let me ask
everybody.
you this. Let me ask you this question. Like, with that being said, right, they're better shooters or more skilled at shooting, or at least that's their focus. But the other aspects of the game, to your point, playing with their back to the basket, do they still even want to learn that, or is it just that's what the kids want to do?
Personally, I think they need to learn to play with their backs to the basket as well. You know, if you're going to be that kind of player, you need to be a well-rounded player.
Yeah.
I mean, just think if Wimmy, look at him. Look at the skill level he has.
Oh man, they knocking
7'4".
They knocking mid-range shots down.
Yeah.
You know, off the dribble.
I'm so glad you. This is why I love talking to
3-pointers come later.
the knowledge of the game, because that's what I tell kids today. If you really want to learn how to play the game, watch women play, because they're not going to necessarily cheat the game by using their athletic ability.
That's right.
They get to their spots. They know how to get to spots and
Can I
get the
get back
shots.
to a point you guys were just talking about the European players that are coming over, right?
Yes, sir.
They're starting to play professional basketball at 13, 14 years old.
Yes, sir.
That's
I mean,
right.
they're in the pros, and so they're learning. They're like
Already.
skipping college and skipping high school and
To play
play
pro.
professional ranks, and their skill level and
Luka's only 25.
yeah. It's
It's
To
crazy.
your point, when I was going overseas, we practiced twice. It was mandatory. The first practice was with the youth team, with the young kids that were 12 and 13 years old. Then we would have our practice, our normal practice, and that was our day, every day.
How could they
So
even
to
compete
develop-
with you guys, though?
Well, because we did drills,
Yeah.
and then we did breakdown drills like 3-on-3,
It's
2-on-2,
There's nothing
4-on-4.
physical.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, what they're learning is footwork,
It's like
timing, how to execute. They're getting a mental aspect of the game, coupled with the physical, by practicing with professionals. Our youth here in America has been handcuffed for the past 50 years and not being able to develop the way that they have, and that's the difference.
I do want to score one point that you made that I think is important. I think because of all these teams, you've diluted coaching. And when you dilute coaching, you lose people that are knowledgeable and teaching them the right things.
Yeah.
And I've observed this myself. With my son is 13 and he's a football and basketball player. And most of these coaches are running 5 out. That's the offense. They're not teaching them how to play.
Right.
It's get the ball, spread out,
Right.
let the guy drive.
Yeah.
Move it around the perimeter, Get a guy open, take a shot.
Not the
Like,
intricacies of the.
And I'm telling you, some of the coaches are good, but Jimmy, I guarantee you, when you were playing with Greg and AAU, and there was one AAU team, you got the best coach in Dallas.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We had
I
two of
think
the
that's
best
a
coaches.
big epidemic problem too.
So I'll get into that, but let me ask you a question. Are you one of those parents that sit in the stands and yelling and screaming at your coach?
Jimmy, do I sound like? Okay. So real quick, I am one of those. Jimmy knows me well. Jimmy knows me well. I'm one of those parents that is yelling and cheering the players and the coaches, but I'm kind of mean to the refs. But I backed off on that a little bit because we can't get refs anymore.
Hey,
Oh,
sometimes
man.
you just gotta soak it in, man, and let it happen. I seen it worse in Houston. I seen it's worse in Houston. They get to the point where the parents think they playing the basketball camp.
Yeah, they're crazy. The parents are crazy.
So that's how
They
your
are.
kids.
They really are.
If your kids are seeing your parents react to all of this stuff, so what you think that player gonna be doing?
So I got a good parent story. My son, my 8-year-old, not my 13-year-old, was in a game this past week, and the dad got so mad on the other team, he walked across the court during the game. They had to stop the game. He took his son off the bench and left the game.
Ridiculous.
And yelled at his coach in the middle of the
Ridiculous.
game. It was crazy. I'm like,
That's horrible.
You
That's a
gotta get-
terrible
You
example
gonna get
for those
parents switching
kids.
kids in the middle of the season, which
Yeah.
is not good.
It's not good.
Because now they think the parents always think their child is always better, but how are you getting your child trained? You gonna
Correct.
pay for the training because sometimes you think you need more playing time because guess what? That coach might feel like he's not ready
Yeah.
because the game to him is faster.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
parents want your child to play up one level,
Mm-hmm.
but your child needs to stay at that one level first.
Exactly.
Did you go to when we took those players to you guys? Did you go to Japan?
No.
We took with the Jazz. We took the Jazz was the first team in the history of the NBA to start a junior program,
Really?
junior jazz program. Right.
Yes.
Now I think
Yes.
everybody's copied that model, and every team in the NBA.
They have it now?
And every team. I think
Right.
every team does it now.
And where do they play?
Junior
I don't
NBA
know where
style.
the Mavericks play, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a junior jazz league. It's not just one. It might be a junior jazz team in Duncanville, might be one in Grand Prairie,
Right.
all over the
Oh,
Yes.
city.
okay.
There's things like that.
Like a junior Dallas
Yes.
Mavericks team?
Like it's called Junior NBA, and they have leagues. So they'll just have like Utah, Chicago, Dallas, name teams in there, but it'll only be like maybe 10 teams, depending on how many kids they have. And and it's different age groups. You could go from 6 to 8, 9 to 11, 12 to 14, or stuff like that.
And the reason I bring up you sometimes it's hard finding coaches for so many leagues, but
Mhm.
they get a chance to play at that age
Mhm.
Right.
and probably get some good coaching. The new owner of the Jazz, his name is Ryan Smith. Tech, obviously made a lot of money in tech business. He just bought a hockey team.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
He went through a junior jazz program in Salt Lake, and he's proud of that. He's 42, 43, 44 years old and
Wow.
a billionaire. But
Wow.
the training and the opportunities that these young kids have now is tremendous.
And that's
It's
what it's
elevated.
about.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Absolutely.
about.
It's a
He had
learning
the
curve.
opportunity to come to camp,
Right.
right? And he was exposed to something different. He acted on it, and now it's a part of his life, his career, his livelihood. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Well, my son
That's how it should
now,
go.
I'm moving my son under this guy's guy.
Oh, I
right?
got him.
So you can sit in the stands
I got
and
Oh, yeah, I'm done. Jimmy's guy is the head coach over there at Prestonwood. So I
Yes.
moved my son over there.
Yes.
He's playing for him
That's
now.
good.
Yes. Shout out to Jeff
Yeah.
Clarkson.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta let them go, man. It's
Honestly,
just a
with
life
basketball,
lesson.
I didn't play basketball, so I don't get involved with my.
He's a hockey player. That's why he's a
I
little
played
rough around the
hockey,
edges.
but no, I coached youth football. That's what I did. I was more of a
Right.
football guy, but I let the guys that know basketball coach my son. There's no reason. There's no spot for dad doing that, bro.
Yeah.
there's a place for everybody in sports, regardless of whether you can play or not.
Oh,
I wasn't talking about you.
Learn the game, man. Learn
Yeah,
the game.
My spot is on the stands complimenting the refs.
There you
That's part of the game too.
Great calls, great calls.
Well,
uh-huh.
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
now that I'm over at Prestonwood, I'm trying to be more positive, yelling from the stands, right? Try not to be that crazy dad.
So the game right now, and I'm gonna go get me a drink here, man.
Okay, you gotta.
The game right now is so analytical.
Yeah.
In every sport, not just basketball,
Mhm.
every sport. I would imagine our owner just bought a hockey team. I would imagine analytics are in hockey as well. I don't know how it would be, but for some reason or another it is. But it's so analytical now that coaches are coaching that way. Coaching by numbers and I think it wears a lot of veterans out sometimes because I'm broadcasting games and I see a 3-on-1 break and they pull up and shoot a 3-point shot, and that just wears me out. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at a league average and
It is funny,
don't correct
Boone.
me on this.
Yeah.
It is funny.
I think the league average for transition 3-point field goal percentage might be 33%, whereas a layup is like 99 to 100%. So you're taking a 33% shot to get one more point, and it wears me out sometimes.
Right.
But that's where the league is going. They don't run.
So what's the justification in the analytics of that? Like, if you shoot more threes, you have a better opportunity of
That's
scoring
the
more
thinking.
points.
That's the thinking
percentages.
right now.
That's
If
percentages.
you shoot 8 threes and you make 4,
It's
50%.
better than shooting
Right.
8
8 threes and shooting
twos.
2 and making
at a
two.
99% clip.
But
I don't know. That's upside
I'll
down
tell
to
you
me.
what, the players, they're getting awfully good at it.
Yeah.
So here's my question to you,
Uh-huh.
you Mavericks fans.
Yes.
How often, when Lucas pulls up to shoot a 3, that you think is not going in?
I always think it's going in.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
Start looking at it
That's
that way and
confidence.
say,
Yes.
shoot some more.
Right.
That's confidence
Got
in how
it.
you shoot the ball. That's all about confidence.
See the knowledge. You can't get this knowledge anywhere else.
That's right.
It's all about
Beautiful.
confidence.
When I say Greg Ostertag shoot up from 3, I'm like, that's going in for sure.
Jerry Sloan.
No, you would never have.
He would never
I should
Hey,
check
no.
I should check his history. I bet he had like 5 attempts in his entire career.
Antoine.
Right. Oh,
Go
for
on and
sure.
get him. Antoine, get on and get him. He already know he coming out.
Oh, Antoine Carr.
Yeah, Antoine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go down to the bench. Sloan come down there. That
Yes.
whole face turn into
Yeah.
a whole ugly face and start blessing him out. It ain't ashamed of blessing you out on that bench, man. And just look at him then. Go on back down his business.
You know, I guess I got to tell you this while we were sitting here. I
When you
realized
guys
how-
go to break, you don't go to break or anything.
we just you guys you can go to break.
Well, I know I'm about to go. I'm about
I
to
was
go
going to
putt
tell you
real
guys.
quick.
I remember.
I gotta go work on my putting
I
game.
remember how I remember Chris, because I was Jimmy knows this. I was younger. I was really into the baseball and
Mhm.
basketball cards. See, I got this. I had to look it up, but I know I got this.
Man.
I got this right
I don't like
here.
this dude. I don't like
And
this
if I-
dude no more.
If I knew,
I don't
look
like
at that
it no
guy.
more.
Look at that.
I'm out of here, man. I don't like it.
Look, you got my guy. Look. Thank you, my brother.
Chris, thank you very much.
You running off guests. You supposed to bring guests on. That's great. Thank you for spending
Ron,
time.
I know you got to go too. Thank you very much
Go
for
ahead,
joining us.
get you something to eat.
Ron, I
See you out
didn't
there.
pull up
How
your
you shoot?
card. Ron.
What should we expect today out there on the course for you? Like what you looking at?
Golf course?
Yeah, what you looking at on the
Oh,
course
man,
for?
the margin of error is in golf is about that. Expect shanks. And I think the big thing to expect is when some guy hits a bad shot, then there's a bad word behind it.
Hey,
You know?
but you know what? This is what it always rings true for golf. You can have a bad round, but you hit that one sweet
One
spot,
shot. That
you
one
coming
shot.
back to play the
Yeah.
game.
That
And that's
one
what's
shot
great
does
about
it.
this game.
And if you were any kind of athlete, golf is a
That's
sport
right.
that you're trying to beat.
That's right. This is the
and you know
ultimate.
what? That golf course will shoot the same score every
That's right.
time. You're trying to beat the golf course, and if you're not a professional, you don't do it.
I'll tell you this
right.
quick story, then I'll let you run. I met Jimmy here a couple of years ago at this tournament,
Okay.
and I don't play, so I was Jimmy's
Caddy.
caddy. I drove Jimmy around the course, and Jimmy's like, at the beginning, he's like, yeah, I'm pretty good. And the first couple holes didn't go so well. And we get about halfway through. And I said, Jimmy, where are things going to pick? He goes, I'm just starting to warm up. 6 hours in.
He's still warming up.
He's still warming up.
It was my first time out. No excuses. No excuses. It was my first time out. I haven't played in like a year. So I had to get my calibration back. And it took longer than I expected.
But I will
That's
tell
all.
you this. Most athletes pick the game up quickly.
Yeah, of course.
But then you hit that wall. You know, how do you get better?
How do you get better?
Because it is like
Yes.
any other sport.
Most basketball players are good putters
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of the touch.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Touching the
But-
line.
You know, when I retired,
What's your excuse, Jimmy?
I like to putt. No excuses in putting.
when I retired, see, when I grew up in the 60s, baseball was our number one sport.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
You
right.
know, basketball
Yes.
was tape delayed and all that
Yes.
kind of
Yep.
stuff. So baseball
Yeah.
was our number one sport. Bob Gibson's brother
Mm-hmm.
coached us, you know,
Mhm.
coming in. And once basketball became, you know, a part of your life, then so when I retired, I started playing softball with a lot of the guys that I grew up with and played high school ball with. And we played like 130 games a year because
Yes.
it was like we traveled.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And I looked up and I was 41 years old, and everybody that talked me into playing had quit, got a divorce.
There's a few out there, huh?
and so I gave it up and I took up golf. So I've been playing a long time.
Ron,
Thank you, fellas.
Good.
Ron,
Thank
thank
you,
you
Ron.
very
We
much. Let me
appreciate
take-
you.
And again,
Thank you for
that
spending
for you.
time.
Pay is the same, right?
That's
Again,
Yes, it
That's
is.
the same.
It is. We will split 50-50.
The check is in the mail.
When we get our check, we'll send you half. Ron,
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate it, man. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
thank you.
I know you got. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Jimmy,
See, think about this. Look,
Chris
look,
Morris,
listen,
Ron-
think about this. Think about this. The knowledge that we got.
Oh, dude,
Right.
this is
We
great.
got. Hey, look. We got a couple more. Look. Y'all know. Come here, baby.
Oh, okay. Here we
Yeah.
go. More legends.
Yeah. Yeah. We got some more right here. Janae, what up, man? Yeah, what's up? You got some time? You got some time to talk with us for a minute? We talking about you. We talking about what we doing out here.
You are on the
Oh.
King and Chapman Show.
Absolutely. Here we got another one.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
come on.
So look. Be
Introduce your
prepared. Now,
guest.
look. Be prepared. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. Be prepared. Be prepared because look, B, you're gonna like him.
I got
You're
some hot
gonna like
takes.
him.
Some hot
I
takes.
got some-
Yeah, you're gonna like him. But let's start right here. The beautiful young lady. Introduce yourself.
I am Genai Walker and live in Garland, but from Arkansas.
Yeah. Give us a little history. How you came to love this game and what you're doing with the National Basketball Retired Players Association.
Well, I'm on this board. I've been on this board now for like 6 or 7 years. Hooper, love
Mhm.
to hoop.
No doubt.
Been blessed with great
That's right.
great genes.
Yes.
Tall, 6'1".
Yep.
Played basketball in Arkansas and then went on to
Whoop it.
play. I don't know. Went on to play. Good professional career, 8 years.
Wow.
Mostly overseas because that paid more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now women making a lot
Was
more
there a
now.
Hey.
when did the WNBA?
1997.
Nice.
1997. And so I finished my career in the end of 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, 2012.
Wow. Beautiful. And so like the progression, like going from where you seen the women's game back in the time that you played to now, and the perks and the amenities and the things that they get. How do you think, like moving forward, that the league will be able to grow and sustain what they built?
Pretty much with the help of men.
Janae, can you move the mic just
Oh,
a little
right
bit?
here?
There you go.
Yeah, definitely with the help
you
of
talk-
men.
Mhm.
As long as the NBA players are supporting the women, the WNBA players is going to continue to
Got
grow.
it. Yes.
It's going to continue to get more fans.
Absolutely.
I was just in the gym. I had a game yesterday,
Mhm.
and one of the guys on the court said, "Look at him. He wearing some Sabrinas." And I looked and I said, some Sabrinas. And sure enough, the dude had on the WNBA player shoes.
My son just said to me he wanted a pair of S1s.
Sabrinas. And I'm like,
that's dope.
and
I'm
so
like, awesome.
That's
and they
dope.
let you know the
That's pretty
game
cool.
is changing
That's
because
dope.
they're saying so Sabrinas.
Absolutely.
I've never heard any
That's
guy
dope.
want to wear women's shoes.
Oh, I got the
Absolutely.
S1s. Dad, I need the S1s.
Yeah.
The what?
That's what, and see, that's what I'm saying about the evolution, right?
Mhm.
And we learn and feed off each other, right? We need each other's support, and I think that's a wonderful thing. I think you hit it right on the head.
Mhm.
So let's jump to here. Go ahead, introduce
me?
yourself. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no one knows who I am because I'm not that famous. All right, I'm not that. I'm
Let
just,
them know who you are,
My
bro.
name is Benny Gross. Hello. I was
And
born
let 'em know
raised-
who
I was
you
born
are.
Raised in Dallas. Now, I am a real estate professional in Dallas. I'm not here like trying to build business or anything like that. But I got to tell you my story about how I met Jimmy.
Let's hear it.
Growing up in the Dallas area, obviously big Mavs fan. Got my socks on still.
We know who's you
Go
picking.
back.
Hey, I'm gonna say Mavs in 5, but I heard y'all talking about people hanging outside the perimeter. Let's talk about KP a little bit. No, I'm kidding. But no, when I was a little kid, Jimmy, what year did you graduate high school?
91.
So this was 91. This was 91.
I'm dating myself.
All these old Mavs fans, if y'all remember Herb Williams.
Yes, absolutely.
Herb Williams hosted this basketball camp. I don't even remember where it was. Somewhere in downtown, wasn't it? Like the
it was
Y
at-
downtown or something?
It was across from the Galleria on 635.
It was in North Dallas?
Yeah, it was in North Dallas.
Okay.
No, I take
Dallas.
that back. I take that back. We had two camps, so I think that second one that we went to was off Beckley Sainer. It was Beckley Sainer.
Okay. Well, I attended as a young junior high age kid, and for some reason, I don't know, Jimmy took a liking to me and decided I'd be the best prop for a dunk contest. So the first guy that ever dunked on me a lot was Jimmy King.
No, that's
So-
a great story.
It was you and Steve Headache.
Yep. Headache,
Smith,
right?
right?
Devin Smith, Headache.
And
Shout out
How
Head.
was that? Was that back in the
this
early
was
90s?
91, man, 91,
Oh, so
right,
91.
right before the Fab Five.
Yeah, before I went to
Still
school.
drunk then.
I was floating on there. I
Let
was
me tell you
walking.
something
I was
about-
walking on clouds.
You need a hoop. I gotta
Jimmy,
see
Have
what
you
say.
seen?
I've seen
Brent
Jimmy
dunk?
dunk, and I've also seen him play golf. I've seen you play golf. I've seen you dunk. You can dunk.
Hey,
But I can't play golf.
Oh, you're gonna play golf.
when we were promoting the launch of our show, we did a video of Jimmy dunking, like from the UM days.
All right, all right.
And then I copied the dunk, but I did it.
I'm gonna shoot you the video.
It is
I'm
the
gonna shoot you the
worst.
video so you can see it. You
I
can
need to see this.
Maybe that.
You had
high off
the
ground.
oyster
It is
tag huck.
so
Aren't
bad.
y'all talking about oyster tag earlier?
This is oyster tag looks like Carl Lewis to me.
And he kind of I give him a step up, right? It was more like the Joker. He dunked like the Joker.
I dunk like the Joker.
Or Sean Bradley. Hey, let me see that belt real quick, Jimmy. Have you shown anybody that belt?
Yes.
Have they seen it?
No,
Okay,
I
my
showed
boy,
a little bit. I showed a little bit.
My boy Austin reps next belt. Have you seen
Yes.
this?
No, what is
That
this?
Michigan.
Remember
movie
that's
about
the
that?
one we talked about earlier.
Oh, you did talk about it?
Yeah,
Okay, I
but-
just
but-
wanted to.
but
That's
go a
pretty
little
cool,
deep.
isn't it? That next belt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about it except my boy Austin Holloway
Yes.
brought this specially for you,
For me,
Jimmy.
that's right.
And
That's
as a
right.
UW Husky, he didn't bring me my championship purple one because you know what happened earlier this year.
Janae, where
got
did
the
you go to
cutting,
school
yeah,
at?
absolutely.
Central Arkansas.
Central
Scottie
Arkansas.
Pippen School.
All right.
That's right, Scottie Pippen. All
Actually
right.
get inducted into the Hall of Fame in October.
You do?
Congratulations!
Hey, we got a Hall
That's
of Famer.
Congratulations.
That's
I'm like,
So,
okay.
so when is it? Let us know about that. Like, when is it?
It's gonna be October the
uh-huh.
11th and 12th.
Is it open? Can we get tickets? Like, what can we
Yeah,
do? Like,
I'm gonna send you the link.
Bet,
I'm gonna send you the
bet.
link. But
We'll-
October
we'll
11th and
promote
12th.
it for
It'd be
sure.
great if Scottie Pippen can come back.
Yeah.
Where you at? Where you at, Scott?
That's right. Yeah, we have to. Pip, if
Yeah.
you're around, bro, if you somebody reach out to Scottie Pippen,
Mhm.
anybody that knows Scottie, we need him to show up to her introduction.
I'm
to
pretty
today's
sure somebody at
introduction.
Central Arkansas knows Scottie Pippen.
Yes. Yeah, he's from Hamburg, Arkansas. It's probably like a couple hours from me.
That's awesome. We were talking before, at the beginning of the show, and I want to get your take on this. We were talking about Caitlin Clark
Oh,
and
yeah.
some of the stuff that happened this weekend
Oh yeah.
with the girl kind of hitting her when the Jimmy said it's all part of the game. I said there was no game going on when she hit her. Like there was no game. And she was standing there. And she gave her the game. Or you think it's got out of the scope?
They're jealous. It is some jealousy.
Thank you.
It is, which is rightfully so. I mean, this girl is
jealous.
like. I mean,
I'm
still jealous that I didn't get an NIL.
Right? Me too.
This girl.
And there was a me too. Man, we got to get some back payment.
Me too.
They
only going back 10 years.
I mean, this girl literally, she did.
Four.
She changed.
4.
I mean, she brought a different type of excitement to the WNBA.
Right.
She did, and
Right.
now, mind you, there were girls better than her who came into the WNBA.
Cheryl Swoops.
Yes.
Diana Taurasi,
Right.
but they didn't bring what she brought.
Right.
And so
She brought a lot more people
and she
watching the
brought a lot more
WNBA is
people.
what she brought.
Yeah.
I mean, she has a
Lot of
Wilson
eyes.
contract. No one
Right.
besides Michael Jordan got a Wilson contract. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
so she's doing things that no woman has
Right.
ever done. And
Sabrina's got a shoe.
Sabrina's got a shoe, but Caitlin got
Clark's-
everything else.
Clark's coming.
Caitlin
Those
has
those
everything
C1s are coming.
So-
A
Right?
lot of influence. That's right.
So
That's a
with-
lot of
so
influence.
So with jealousy, that's going to create. I mean, you're going to try. I'm scared. Like she was going for a fast break yesterday, and I closed my eyes because I thought for sure
Right.
they're about to take her out.
Clothesliner.
So
This is
Old school
game. I
80s
think we're gonna
basketball
get more eyes
playoffs.
on the WNBA
Some of
because
the
of this.
Yeah, but some of the arguments I hear are, why are they upset at her? Because she's bringing attention to the game, which is positive. And let's be honest, and Jimmy and I have talked about this on the show. I think the salaries for the WNBA are ridiculously low. I mean, I understand it's not as revenue generating as the NBA,
right.
but they're not getting paid a lot to play. And when you have somebody bringing attention, bringing viewers, bringing eyeballs, you should be embracing that, not trying to take her out and kill her.
I hear you, but you know what? It's creating more headlines. And the more
That's
headlines
true.
that we're going to see, we're going to get people that never heard of the WNBA
True.
now all of a sudden paying attention.
We have
True.
a lot of new fans. There's
True.
a lot of new fans.
Where-
now.
Absolutely.
My kids are talking about it.
Right.
I got
Now, Jimmy,
two 10-year-old girls they're
Right.
talking
Yes.
about
I'm not just saying this because I got a
Yes.
Hall of Famer here with me.
it.
But I told Jimmy this. I prefer to watch WNBA and
Absolutely.
women's basketball over the NBA any day
All
of the
the
week. And
time.
I've told Jimmy
All
that.
my life.
If it's on, I'll watch it. The NBA I'll watch right now because we got our team and we're rolling with the Mavs.
Go, Luca.
But if I'm
Go, Kai.
just
Shout out,
watching a
Kai.
basketball game, I would much rather watch a WNBA game. I think it's a better brand of basketball.
So Jeanette, like, let me ask you this, like, because I say this all the time. I've been saying this, but I guess now it just I think it rings more. I think people are really hearing me more. But I've always said that if you really want to learn how to play the game, that you watch women's basketball, because they're not going to cut corners. They're not going to cheat you by using their athletic ability. It's not
Right.
that you're not athletic, but you guys play hard. Y'all are more physical. And you get to your spots and you get your shots.
Mhm.
And if you really want to learn how to play the game and not get enamored with like 101 or dunks and spectacular,
And
athletic,
one mixtape stuff.
and one mixtape stuff, you watch your sport. Do you agree with that?
I agree. Women are more fundamental.
Mm-hmm.
Women are better shooters because they
Yeah.
learn the correct form.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make free throws.
Mhm.
I mean, so a women's game is a lot of times, like you said, is not going to be dunks and
Yeah.
all that. Women are the women who win the championship. They're going to win based on teamwork,
Right.
making the right passes. It's not going to be one-on-one. This person scored 50 like it would in
Right.
the men's game.
Not
Right.
5 out ISO.
Right.
You're not going to have a
right.
Luka on the team. That's just not how
Yeah,
women's
yeah.
sports is going to be. So everyone is going to contribute. Everyone is going to play their role, and that is how they're going to win.
Perfect. I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful game that way, though.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Because
It's more pure.
Five,
It
it's
is.
not one person out there. It's 5 others out there, and I think we just, in our era, got enamored with Michael Jordan being so great, but he also had great teammates as well. He didn't win those championships by
Scottie
himself.
Pippen.
Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
Michael wouldn't have won without Scottie.
I mean, the reality is that you had Craig Hodges, you had Steve Kerr, you had guys that made timely shots as well.
Mhm.
Without them, we wouldn't be talking about 6 championships.
Mhm.
So back to the team sport. We got to bring it back, baby. But see, no, the deal is that like the marketing you know, you don't market teams, you market individuals, and that's the kind of misnomer.
Jimmy, we should at some point try to get somebody here.
This guy right here is who we're trying to get.
Yeah.
Somebody that supports the charity that
This guy right here.
Absolutely. No, we got the two guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you playing with us?
No, I gotta do some work.
Oh.
Janae, thank you so much.
Here,
Janae,
I'm gonna give up my spot, or do you want to take the Hall of Famer spot?
Janae, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the.
I ain't seen you in some months.
Congratulations. This is so awesome. We're so excited for you. And I love you dropped the news for us. That was awesome. Chris, are you joining us? I think so. All right, awesome. Chris, nice to meet you. Hey, thank you very much for sitting on the show with us for a little bit. Oh, you're playing. You get the honor of
Yes.
golfing with Jimmy.
Yes, we did last year, and we had a lot of fun.
And so I was talking about earlier how I met Jimmy here.
Okay.
And I was his caddy
Very cool.
the first year. And, you know, Jimmy was a little rough at the beginning. And I said, Jimmy, what's going on? He's like, I'm warming up. So we're about 9 holes in. I'm warming up.
Yep.
We got about 6 hours through, and Jimmy was still warming up. So I hope he fared better last year.
Oh no, he did great. He did great. And we've got a ringer on our team, so he helped out a lot.
We got another guest?
Yes, sir. This is the president.
Right over here, man. We got a spot for you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Brent.
Hey, Scott.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
You as well.
Oh, here we go. We got two legends.
Yes,
Introduce
we
our
got
guest.
2 legends, Mr. Willie Davis and Mr. Rochelle. All right, the president of the National Basketball Retired Players Association in Chicago, the national headquarters, and the National Basketball Retired Players Association Dallas chapter president. So we have 2 presidents in our midst right now at the same time on the King and Chapman Show. B, you need to be honored right now.
So can I do this? Can I do the famous intros that I do? Welcome to the King and Chapman Show. The president's Willie Davis.
Not too loud, not too loud.
Well, there we go.
So-
I'm going to
so-
scare everyone.
So thank y'all for having us, obviously. I know we've worked together. We've done some things over the years, but can you talk and let the public know, like, really what this is about?
Actually, the Dallas chapter is about
Bring the mic up to
using
you.
our platform to primarily enhance our youth in the community. We have an educational component where we go into school settings and we do educational workshops, not for an hour, but we're there all day long. And it's really proven to be a valuable commodity for our youth because so many of them have no clue of who they are, what their talents are, and where they're going. And somehow or another, they miss all of this, even though they go to school every day. So
I'm starting to learn
That's
that a
why
bit
it's so
myself.
important.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely. And Mr. Scott Rochelle, the president of the national chapter, can you talk a little bit about like how these type of programs can help enhance what you're doing and other organizations across the country?
Yeah, absolutely. All credit goes to the chapter and the players who are here doing this. They're volunteers. This is a volunteer chapter of former NBA, WNBA, Harlem Globetrotter players, and ABA players. So when you look at the work they're doing and where they're giving back to the community, from the national perspective, it's boots on the ground. We have 12 chapters around the country, and so when we have an event like this where we raise significant dollars, have great community support, and Willie is able to identify the people in the community who need that, it just makes sense for us to come in and really support wholeheartedly. We're a national organization. We've got 1,800 members across the country, but this boots on the ground movement from the chapters is really important for us. And so it's good for me to be here. I'm happy to be here. This is my 5th or 6th year in a row coming down to this event, and keep going, get
So
stronger.
where are you based out of?
We're in Chicago.
Chicago.
The headquarters
Oh,
in Chicago.
Okay, his headquarters is in Chicago.
And
And
thank
so-
you both gentlemen, because I worked with you for years. We've done some things together, And I commend you guys for all the hard work you put in and all the dedication that you do to help the organization, to help reach out to the kids.
And let me give Jimmy King a shout out.
Okay, let's hear
I
it.
don't say
Yeah.
this tongue in cheek. I say it from my heart. I've never called this man, and I call him sometimes at the last moment, that he doesn't show up. And if he's in town, he's coming. And those are the kinds of guys that we need.
That's right.
And Scott, to you, this is my vision for our organization, for our overall organization, headed up by National. That what we want to do is we want to do enough positive things here in this community that it will become contagious for other guys to want to do the same thing. That's my goal.
Yes.
The nice part about it is that we
Absolutely.
have chapter leaders and other members from around the country who are here to see this. They've been involved in it, and so the goal is to use this as the shining light to help others understand what can be done, how it can be done.
That's right.
You've got a tremendous advisory board here who's been together for a long time, and they're still going strong. And that's what we're really relying on, is this community support. So, when I look at what we're doing here and the support that we have, there's no reason why we can't do this in other cities. But your leadership is important. Jimmy, thank you all for being here as well.
Oh, thanks.
I know you all have a podcast and you're doing great work, but the fact that you're here helping us elevate the message and get this out is really, really important to what we're doing.
Thank you so much.
Willie,
Thank you.
I will affirm your comments. I've been working with Jimmy on this for a couple months. We've been doing the King and Chapman Show, and he is consistent. He's there. We do a show. He tells me I don't know what I'm talking about. It's great.
I've been breaking my neck trying to get there, but we went to this the charitable organization we're going to benefit, and I'm trying to get there, beat him there, since I asked him at the last minute. And I get there, he's sitting in this truck and all reading. So I'm just saying, man.
Well, and thank you for that love. Thank you for giving me those flowers. I must say that is something that was instilled in me from my parents. Shout out to Jimmy King Sr. and Nyoka King for instilling that in me, because without them, trust me, I would have been late. Yeah, but thank you guys. I know you guys got a lot to do today.
Yeah, we thank you for stopping by.
I know we're about to get started with the so how many we got today? How many campers? Players.
Wow.
That's how many we can handle, plus our celebrities. So we'll have a field of over 100. Wow. To be honest with you, the last count I got was about 3 weeks ago, and we had 112 golfers, and we had capacity for 128. So I know that I've sold one or two foursomes, and I've seen 2 or 3 others come in. So we're
at full capacity. That's beautiful.
That is awesome. Congratulations on a successful
So we're
event.
going to make sure that we promote everything, we get everything out, and make sure that moving forward, we keep making this thing grow.
And we're thankful to be here to be able to support what you guys got going on. And Jimmy's like, we got to do. Actually, Tom Fireovid and Jimmy, we're like, hey, this would be an awesome thing for us to come do and promote it out, and we'll get it out on socials, and we're streaming live actually right now. So I don't know, but we really appreciate everything you guys have done, and thanks for coming on for a few minutes and talking about it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely appreciate
Absolutely.
it. All right.
All right. Thank you,
Chris.
Thank you, my brothers.
One of my rocks. I got a couple, 2 or 3.
Thank you, Chris. Willie, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Well, Jimmy, we are dying down here.
Shutting it down. Thank you, my brothers.
We are.
Thank you.
We are dying down.
So yeah, because it's about that time. We're about to tee off.
And you got to go golf.
10 minutes.
So should we
I'm about
wrap
to go out
things
here
up?
and redeem myself from everybody talking about my golf game like I don't have one.
Well,
so I'm about to
first of
show
all,
it.
there's only been one person talking about your golf game like you don't have one, and it's been me.
And that's who I'm
I'm the
talking
one.
about. I'm
I'm the
talking
one.
about. Yeah, I'm glad you said it. I don't want to throw my
So
guy
today's
under
going
the
to be
bus.
different. Jimmy is going to dominate
There you
on the
go.
chorus.
Yeah.
Jimmy, this was a
Speak
lot
it
of
to
fun, man.
existence.
I'm glad we were able to do this. I think
Definitely.
we're going to have some good material to kind of share out to people from Genai and Willie and these. This was really good. Really appreciate you setting all this up for us and getting us out here. This was great. Now, Jimmy, we got to end the show like we end every show.
Absolutely.
What's your last word, bro?
My last word is shout out to the National Basketball Retired Players Association, who is looking to build relationships with corporations so that we can build bridges to the community and help young folks learn the game, but also with the education component that will expand their minds and get them a full growth capability that we want to see permeate throughout the city. Shout out to all the hard workers, the volunteers, and everybody involved.
Thank you, Jimmy. I second that, and I'll say again, it's on our screen. Please donate to community ministries. Big thanks to the NBA Retired Players Association. Thanks to our sponsor, S-Base Technologies, for making this happen today and allowing us to do this live podcast today. That is incredibly awesome. So if you have IT needs in the Dallas community or nationwide, go to sbasetech.net.
S-Base gotcha.
S-Base.
Let's go.
Oh, can we get a S-Base?
S-Base.
I like that. I like that. So
Shout
there we
out
go.
to the good bros too. Woo.
There we go. There we go. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, NBA Retired Players Association. Peace.
Peace.